It starts with silence. No warnings, no explosions, just static. Air traffic control goes dark. Missiles stop responding. Soldiers lose maps, eyes, and orders. Every satellite connection on Earth has been cut in the middle of a global war. No GPS, no comms, no surveillance, no backup. What happens next? Let's shut down the sky and see how fast civilization unravels. Right now, there are over 6,500 active satellites orbiting Earth. 60% support communications, military plus civilian. 25% handle navigation and GPS. 10% are for Earth observation and reconnaissance. 5% run nuclear early warning systems. These satellites aren't optional. They run global finance, military coordination, air traffic control, naval targeting, disaster response, even ATMs and power grids. Now imagine this. Every single one goes offline at once. During a war, panic, silence, errors. Fighter jets lose tracking radar. Cruise missiles veer off course. Soldiers on the ground lose encrypted communications. Entire fleets are suddenly blind and deaf. Thousands of aircraft are now flying without GPS. Every commercial plane in the sky becomes a manual pilot job. In just 10 minutes, mid-air collisions begin, drone swarms fall or go rogue, naval fleets drift without central command, satellites monitoring nuclear activity go dark. Each country asks the same question: was this an attack? Nuclear early warning systems in the US, Russia, China, and France go down without confirmation. Any anomaly could trigger a counterstrike commander's debate. Was this cyber warfare or the first phase of an EMP blast? Meanwhile, ground troops can't coordinate tanks, and artillery can't hit GPS-guided targets. Enemy movement is invisible, and paranoia spikes. Without satellite intel, nations must rely on balloons, planes, and guesses. A fog of war thicker than any battlefield. Civilian life feels the effects within minutes. GPS stops working and cars, phones, planes, and shipping cell towers begin to misroute calls. Stock markets pause trading. They depend on time-stamped satellite sync. Emergency response systems stall in disaster zones. Worse, over $10 trillion in global commerce depends on satellite-linked timing and location systems. Every second that satellites stay down, billions are lost, and lives begin to follow. In wartime, every nation assumes the worst. The US prepares airborne nuclear command centers. Russia activates its dead hand protocol, an automated doomsday fallback. China begins mobilizing troops inland. Fearing a first strike, India and Pakistan can no longer monitor each other's nuclear activity. One misstep, one false radar alert, and a world war could start on bad information, all because the satellites went dark. This isn't science fiction. There are 3 real-world ways this could happen. Kinetic attacks, anti-satellite missiles destroy key systems. China, India, Russia, and the US all have them. Cyber warfare. Malware disables control networks or reprograms satellites. In 2008, US satellites were hacked multiple times by unknown actors. Space-based EMP or solar flare. A high-altitude EMP from a nuke or a solar storm could fry low Earth orbit systems. The Carrington event, 1859, today would destroy most satellites instantly. All of these have been publicly discussed by defense agencies. None are fully preventable. Once the satellites go offline, there's no easy reset. Replacing satellites takes months. Coordinating new launches is impossible during war. Some ground systems can fail permanently if the outage lasts longer than 48 hours. Some nations consider first strikes. Communication becomes localized. Tribal space becomes the next battlefield. If the war continues in the dark, we're flying blind, armed to the teeth, and seconds from extinction. We built our modern world on invisible threads orbiting 36,000 kilometers above Earth. And like any thread, they can snap. In peacetime, losing satellites would be devastating. In wartime, it's the fuse that lights the end. So, what if all satellite communications went offline in wartime? The world's strongest nations would become the world's most dangerous weapons, with no one steering them. And in that silence, it's not the first missile that kills us, it's the guessing.